Hi there, I'm back. And this is my, as promised, follow-up video to my review and very first use of the Primula cold brew and travel coffee brewing system. It is the next day. And it has been, I want to say probably right about 22 to 23 hours since I put this brew cycle together. I just pulled it out of the refrigerator, so you can see how much darker it's gotten through the brewing. I've had it in the refrigerator the whole time. There is always an option of brewing this, just putting it on the kitchen counter. It may brew a little bit quicker that way, just because it's room temperature. Especially if you do that in the summertime, it will definitely go faster with the warmer temperature and more humid conditions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it upside down so we can open this up and remove the filter. However, I did forget one thing. I just need, sorry about that. I just need a place to put the filter when I pull it out, so because it's going to be a little drippy. So we're just going to open up the base. Okay, and see there are a lot of wet grounds in there. So we, like I was saying towards the end of the previous video where we started this project, you want to clean that out so that you don't forget, put it back on, and then you have all those grounds and messy sediment and whatnot in your finished coffee. So we're just gonna let that drip and strain a little bit to make sure we get all the coffee we want. All right, I'm just going to drop that in there. And then let me give this a quick rinse to clean that out. Okay. And just to be doubly sure that we didn't miss anything, I'm just going to kind of give it a little clean out, little wipe up here with some paper towel. And that will certainly tell us if we miss anything. That looks pretty clean. Okay, so. And I'm also, because I can see just, I don't know if you can see that, but the very edge, the very lip, I don't know if you can see that dark. That's just the finest sediment. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a wipe too, just to make sure we get as much of that out of there as possible. Now, this is the nice thing about this type of system that's different from any of the rest I've seen or tried, or any other method I've tried, is you don't have to run this through a strainer. I suppose you could. If you're really particular about not getting any sediment in your finished coffee, you could run that through a paper filter, like through a funnel or something. But just generally speaking, I'm going to see how close I can get. Hang on a minute here. I'm just going to see if I can just sort of wipe down the bottle a little bit, because it's condensating from being out in the warm temperature of the room. But I'm not seeing a whole lot, if any, sediment in there. It looks pretty clean, but we will find out when we pour some coffee. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, so this is pretty neat that you don't have to go messing, and dirtying a whole bunch of dishes and whatnot to get this strained. So let's just move in a little bit closer here. So we're going to remove the cap. Oh, it smells so good. I remember the first time I made and drank cold brew, which was a 2 or 3, I think going on 3 years ago now. I don't know how strong this is, so I'm not going to fill that completely. Because, I've never used this before. I don't know how concentrated it is, so we'll stop there. But I likened it to like chocolate milk on the rocks. It's to die for. If you love coffee, I have a little stevia at the bottom of my glass too. So I just want to give that a stir to make sure it dissolves. Okay, and I also like to top mine off with a little bit of soy milk, just a splash. Okay. All right, let's give this a taste. Oh, that is wonderful. It is so good. So, oh, that is so good. Sorry, I had to sneak another sip. One other thing I should note too, if you've never had cold brew before, the coffee comes out tasting a little sweeter than a hot brewed coffee beverage. I'm not exactly sure of the scientific reasons for that, but I think it's a pretty good guess to say it's because you're not extracting any of the bitter compounds. So if you are a person that likes to put sugar or some kind of sweetener in your coffee, you may find that you don't need any with cold brew or very, very little. I like to use an organic stevia, organic sugar blend in my coffee in the morning. And with this, I still add some, but it's like half to 1/3 what I normally would put in. So for me, that's at the very most half a teaspoon. Now, being stevia is much sweeter than sugar, so you need a lot less of it. So, but I don't care for the aftertaste, so I buy a blend that has just a little bit of organic sugar in there, and then it gets rid of that sugar substitute aftertaste, if you know what I mean. It's not as bad as something chemical like saccharin or NutraSweet, that kind of thing, but it does have that little bit of a that's not real sugar, kind of a reminder. But I just want to say, let me back this up. I'm a little close. There we go. I do want to say this was a very successful test. The instructions also say that I don't think it's required, but to get a better or more thorough extraction, while this is in the fridge or on your counter, however you're brewing it, every few hours or so, when that filter's in there, give it a few turns like this to kind of help it along. I did that, I think, twice. I did it about 2 or 3 hours after I put everything in the bottle, and then I did it again right before I went to bed last night. I did not do it at all this morning. I pulled it out and kind of looked at it and then put it back, but I didn't give it a shake or a turn or anything. But I think this is a really, really wonderful product, especially if you don't need a lot or you want to take it on the go. As far as the concentration level, I don't think it's not like toddy coffee, if you've ever had that. That is really, really concentrated, where you're going to use a really small amount and then mix it with water or milk or whatever your beverage choice is, how you like to prepare your coffee. This is pretty much straight up coffee. You could probably thin that out with some water. I mean, I did it with soy milk, and to me, it tastes just like, when I dilute it in the summertime when I make it in my French press. It is a little bit stronger than a regular drip brewed coffee, but not by a lot. But also because it is so smooth and so low in acid, you don't even notice that it is stronger. But so I'm definitely giving this product, the Primula Cold Brew and Travel, a big thumbs up. All the glass, stainless steel, the silicone, and especially that stainless steel filter. It's absolutely wonderful. I can finally do it without the plastic mesh nylon filters. I am very, very pleased with this. And I have to say, I don't see any sediment. Let me look at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Where am I here? There we go. I'm going to try not to stir this up too much. I don't know if you can see that dark. There's a teeny bit of sediment, but it is like microfine. It is really, really fine. So, and it does sink, so you can drink that down and then skip that last sip if you don't like it. But like I said, it's really, really fine. So again, big thumbs up. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any current uploads. On that note, have a great day and brew yourself some cold brew coffee. It is delicious. Have a great day. Bye-bye.